Thank you. I'm now very happy to welcome Professor Swai. She's coming from Africa, representing this region. She is from the Nelson Mandela African Institution of Science and Technology in Arusha, Tanzania, but she is also an extraordinary professor of the University of Pretoria in South Africa.
Good afternoon, everybody. I don't have any presentation. Basically, we don't have any regulatory system, both in South Africa, where I worked as a researcher in nanomedicine for 8 years, and now I'm in Nelson Mandela Institute of Science and Technology in Tanzania, where I'm starting a MSc in nanoscience for the region. However, I've got some challenges which I would like to share with you as I was working on nanomedicine research in South Africa. What I did in South Africa was to improve the treatment of TB. TB is a leading cause of death in South Africa. The main reason is that people cannot take daily treatment of antibiotics, because for TB you have to take daily intake of antibiotics for up to 6 to 9 months. So because of that, people will die, not because there's no treatment, but because the treatment is very difficult, the regime is very harsh. So we came up with a slow release system. We encapsulate nanoparticles in polymeric biodegradable polymer. So we were able to release the drug slowly for once a week. So the intake of once a week of nanoparticle TB drug was equivalent to a daily intake of TB, but of anti-TB. But the problem was that we could not see the drug in the blood during that 1 week. We could see very little drug in the blood. However, the efficaciousness was still the same as the daily intake. So although it was efficacious, we could not detect the drug in the blood, and up to now we don't know what happened. Whether the drug, when we repeated like 3 times, it looks like the drug went through maybe the lymphatic system or was accumulated in the tissues, maybe it didn't go through the liver system. So those things we were not sure, and up to now we are still working on how this happened. But those are things I would like perhaps my colleagues here to help me to understand. Also, we were working also on malaria. There were some drugs which were anti-malaria, but they could not be commercialized because of toxicity, and also they had poor solubility. By putting them into solid lipid nanoparticles, these drugs were able to actually improve bioavailability up to 90%. So as such, we were a center of excellence working on drugs of poverty, which I think most of you are doing very little work on it. So what I'm happy to today is that I've been able to interact with the leading experts in the regulatory systems, and that I won't be working in darkness. I will start interacting with you. Perhaps I will like to send my postdocs or my researchers to your labs to learn from the best, and perhaps also to include the regulatory system in the work I do, because we thought maybe we should get the system working before we involve the regulatory system. But perhaps now I've realized that perhaps it's important to work side by side with the regulatory system, so that whatever we get, we know it's actually potent and is working and is well recognized worldwide. I think that's all. So I mean, for drugs like malaria, TB, leishmaniasis, I said earlier on, the drugs which are used are up to 100 years old. So any drug which is 100 years old surely is not potent anymore. But that's what we are using. So by using nanomedicine or nano formulation, these drugs, we can improve the bioavailability remarkably. And of course, also the drugs which are going through the pipeline, which are suffering from toxicity or solubility, perhaps with nano formulation, nanomedicine, we can be able to commercialize them very quickly. So that's what I'm here to appeal for your support in training, perhaps as well as financing where possible, so that we can make a difference in the developing world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Swai. And now I would like to invite Professor Ni from PG.